Hey everyone, it's Wealth Golden here, and today, we're diving into something that's close to my heart. And let's be honest, to the wallets of a few very lucky South Africans. We're talking about South African billionaires. You know, the people whose bank accounts have more zeros than the South African cricket team's batting scores during a bad season. But beyond the headlines and Forbes lists, who are these titans of industry? What are their stories and how have they shaped not just South Africa, but the world at large? In this documentary, we're pulling back the curtain to reveal the untold stories of 5 legendary South African billionaires. We'll be exploring their biographies, the empires they built, and the surprising twists along their journeys to unimaginable wealth. From diamonds that dazzle to banks that empower, these stories are anything but ordinary. So, buckle up as we journey through opulent boardrooms, bustling minds, tech revolutions, and the very heart of South African innovation. You might just find a little inspiration, and maybe a surprise or two, along the way. Let's get started. Let's start with a name that's practically synonymous with glitter and sparkle, Nicky Oppenheimer. Now, if you've ever heard someone say, diamonds are forever, just know that the Oppenheimers probably invented that phrase, or at least, their bank accounts hope so. Nicky was born into a family that didn't just dabble in diamonds, they basically owned the board game. The Oppenheimer legacy stretches back to his grandfather, Ernest Oppenheimer, who took over De Beers in the early 20th century, and transformed it from a mining company into the world's most powerful diamond cartel. Imagine being the kid in class whose family controls whether your friends get an engagement ring or a really awkward explanation. That's Nicky's childhood in a nutshell. But Nicky wasn't just content to sit back and polish jewels. After cutting his teeth in the family business, he became chairman of De Beers, steering the company through global expansion, wild market swings, and even international controversies about blood diamonds. You know, just your average day at the office. What's fascinating is how Nicky managed to modernize De Beers while keeping it shrouded in the same kind of mystery that makes diamonds so alluring. He invested in cutting-edge technology, streamlined production, and pushed for ethical sourcing long before it was cool. He basically made diamonds woke. Under Nicky's leadership, De Beers became a global powerhouse, controlling around 40% of the world's diamond market at its peak. That's not a monopoly, folks, that's just showing off. But with great power comes great responsibility, and a lot of scrutiny. In 2012, Nicky shocked the world by selling the family's 40% stake in De Beers to Anglo American for a cool $5.1 billion. I mean, can you imagine the family WhatsApp group that day? Hey guys, sold the company. Who's up for lunch? Casual. But Nicky didn't just walk away with a bag of cash. He pivoted to conservation, investing in wildlife reserves and environmental projects across Africa. Turns out he likes rhinos just as much as he likes rocks. His philanthropy goes beyond wildlife. The Oppenheimer family has funded countless education and entrepreneurship initiatives, helping young South Africans find their own sparkle in the world. Now that's what I call sharing the shine. Nicky's story is one of legacy, adaptation, and a little bit of bling. He took a family empire and made it relevant in a fast-changing world, all while keeping his feet firmly on South African soil. And let's be honest, he probably still gives the best wedding gifts. So next time you see someone showing off their diamond ring, remember, there's a pretty good chance it passed through the hands of the Oppenheimer dynasty, and that's a legacy you can't just put a price tag on. Now let's shift gears from diamonds to designer, because if there's anyone who knows about the finer things in life, it's Johan Rupert. If you've ever looked at a luxury watch and thought, who actually buys these? Well, Johan does. Or more accurately, he sells them. Johan was born into the Rupert family, another South African dynasty. His father, Anton Rupert, started Rembrandt Group, which first made its fortune in tobacco. But don't worry, Johan's story is a lot more glamorous than a pack of cigarettes. He took the family's business savvy and set his sights on the world of luxury goods. Enter Richemont, the Swiss-based group Johan founded in 1988. Now, you might not recognize Richemont, but you've definitely heard of their brands: Cartier, Montblanc, Van Cleef, and Arpels. Basically, Johan turned treat-yourself into a multi-billion-dollar industry. What's impressive about Johan is how he identified the growing global appetite for luxury, even as the world was becoming more digital and less, well, blingy. He knew that no matter how many apps we download, humans still love a little sparkle on their wrists. Under Johan's leadership, Richemont became one of the world's top luxury conglomerates, rivaling the likes of LVMH and Kering. We're talking about a guy who attends board meetings where the dress code is casual diamond cufflinks. But Johan isn't just about profit margins and press releases, he's a passionate conservationist. Maybe it's a South African billionaire thing, and a vocal advocate for social responsibility. He's invested in everything from South African wine estates to arts education, proving that luxury and legacy can go hand in hand. What's more, Johan has been refreshingly candid about the pressures of wealth and privilege. In a world where billionaires are often seen as untouchable, he's admitted to the challenges that come with inherited power and the importance of using that power for good. Despite his global influence, Johan has kept his roots firmly planted in South Africa. He's a staunch defender of local industry and a proud ambassador for South African innovation on the world stage. And let's not forget, the man knows his way around a good glass of wine. His journey hasn't been without controversy, especially when it comes to the South African economy and debates about inequality. But love him or hate him, Johan Rupert's impact is undeniable. He's reshaped industries, created thousands of jobs, and set a gold standard for luxury. So the next time you spot a Cartier watch or pop open a bottle of Rupert and Rothschild wine, just remember, somewhere in Switzerland, a South African is smiling and probably polishing his cufflinks. Now, let's talk about a man who literally dug his way to the top. Patrice Motsepe. His story is the kind that makes you believe anything is possible, even in a country where the odds aren't always in your favor. Patrice was born in Soweto, a place known for its resilience and spirit. Growing up during apartheid, he was no stranger to hardship, but he also learned the value of perseverance from his parents. His father owned a spaza shop, and young Patrice spent his days helping out and learning the ropes. He went on to study law at the University of the Witwatersrand, becoming a specialist in mining and business law. But Patrice wasn't content with just advising mining companies. He wanted to own one. In 1994, as South Africa was undergoing its biggest transformation, Patrice saw an opportunity in the new black economic empowerment policies. With a loan and a big vision, he acquired low-producing gold mines and turned them around. His company, African Rainbow Minerals, became a symbol of black excellence in an industry that had been dominated by a few for generations. Patrice wasn't just breaking rocks, he was breaking barriers. What truly sets Patrice apart is his commitment to inclusive growth. He made it a point to hire from local communities, invest in education, and create opportunities for the people who needed it most. He didn't just want to be the first black African billionaire, he wanted to make sure he wasn't the last. His business acumen turned African Rainbow Minerals into a mining powerhouse with interests in gold, platinum, and ferrous metals. But Patrice's ambitions didn't stop at mining. He's also the owner of Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club, proving that he knows how to kick goals both on and off the field. Philanthropy is at the heart of Patrice's journey. In 2013, he became the first African to sign the Giving Pledge, vowing to give away at least half his fortune to charitable causes. His foundation supports everything from health initiatives to rural development, making a tangible difference in the lives of millions. Despite his immense success, Patrice remains grounded. He's known for his humility, his hands-on leadership, and his unwavering faith in South Africa's potential. He's proof that you don't need to be born into wealth to make a massive impact. You just need vision, courage, and a lot of hard work. Patrice's story is more than just a rags-to-riches tale. It's a blueprint for empowerment, resilience, and hope. He's shown that no matter where you start, it's where you're headed that counts. So the next time you see the Mamelodi Sundowns lift a trophy, remember, behind every victory is a man who turned obstacles into opportunities, and made history in the process. If you've ever streamed a show, read the news online, or lost hours scrolling through memes, you might have Koos Bekker to thank. Or blame, depending on how much work you got done that day. Koos is the man behind Naspers, a company that started as a humble publisher and ended up as a global tech giant. Koos grew up on a farm in the Western Cape, far removed from the glitz of media empires. But he had an insatiable curiosity and a knack for spotting opportunities where others saw obstacles. After studying law and earning an MBA at Columbia, he returned to South Africa ready to shake things up. When Koos joined Naspers, the company was best known for printing newspapers in Africa, and a bit niche, if we're honest. But Koos had bigger dreams. He saw the future in television, and he convinced Naspers to launch Mnet, Africa's first pay TV service. People thought he was crazy. Turns out he was just ahead of his time. Mnet was a massive success, bringing entertainment to millions of homes across Africa. But Koos wasn't done. He saw the internet revolution coming and made a move that would change everything, investing in a little-known Chinese tech company called Tencent. That's right, the company behind WeChat and some of the world's biggest games. That single investment turned Naspers into one of the most valuable companies in the Southern Hemisphere. Koos became known as the billionaire maker for his uncanny ability to spot the next big thing. I mean, the man could probably turn a potato into a social media platform if he tried. But Koos isn't just about making money. He's a champion of innovation and has invested heavily in education, digital access, and local startups. His vision has helped bridge the digital divide and put South Africa on the global tech map. Even after stepping down as CEO, Koos still plays a key role in Naspers' strategy. He's a bit of a mystery, shunning the spotlight, preferring to let his work speak for itself. In an age of celebrity CEOs, that's pretty refreshing. Of course, not everything has been smooth sailing. Naspers has faced criticism over its dominance in media and its role in spreading both information and sometimes misinformation. But there's no denying Koos's impact on how South Africans and millions around the world consume content. Koos's journey is a testament to the power of vision, risk-taking, and a little bit of luck. He turned a local publisher into a global powerhouse, all while staying true to his South African roots. So next time you're binging your favorite series or chatting on WeChat, remember, there's a good chance Koos Bekker had something to do with it. And hey, maybe send him a thank you, or at least a meme. Let's close out our billionaire journey with someone who's changed the lives of millions of ordinary South Africans, Michael Le Roux, the founder of Capitec Bank. Now, banking might not sound as exciting as diamonds or luxury goods, but trust me, Michael's story is a game changer. Michael started his career in traditional banking, but he quickly noticed something. Most South Africans were either excluded from the formal banking system or drowning in fees. Instead of shrugging it off, he saw an opportunity to do things differently. In 2001, Michael founded Capitec with a simple mission: make banking affordable, accessible, and understandable for everyone. No jargon, no hidden costs, just straightforward service. Imagine that, a bank that actually wants to help you. Capitec focused on simplicity, using technology to streamline everything from opening an account to applying for a loan. Branches were open long hours, staff were friendly, and customers could finally manage their money without feeling intimidated. It was banking for the people, by the people. The impact was immediate. Capitec grew at an astonishing rate, attracting millions of customers who had never set foot in a bank before. Michael's approach forced the entire industry to rethink how they treated customers. Suddenly, being a banker wasn't about wearing a suit, it was about wearing a smile. But Michael didn't just stop at banking services. Capitec invested in financial literacy, helping South Africans understand their money and build a better future. It's one thing to give someone a loan, it's another to give them the tools to thrive. Through careful management and a relentless focus on customer needs, Capitec weathered economic storms and came out stronger every time. Michael's leadership style was about empowerment. Trust your team, trust your customers, and the results will follow. Today, Capitec is one of South Africa's largest banks, with a reputation for innovation and integrity. Michael has stepped back from daily operations, but his vision continues to shape the company's future. What makes Michael's story so compelling is that he didn't reinvent the wheel, he just made it work for everyone. He proved that business can be both profitable and principled, and that sometimes the simplest ideas are the most revolutionary. So next time you see a Capitec branch or tap your card for a coffee, remember, it's all thanks to a man who believed that banking should be for everyone, not just the billionaires. As we wrap up our journey through the lives of South Africa's billionaires, one thing is clear: these aren't just stories about money. They're stories about vision, resilience, and the power to redefine what's possible, not just for themselves but for an entire nation. From diamonds that built dynasties to banks that changed everyday lives, these billionaires have shaped the South African landscape in ways that reach far beyond their balance sheets. Their impact is felt in conservation efforts, educational programs, job creation, and even the way we watch TV or manage our money. They've challenged old systems, broken down barriers, and given back to the country that helped them rise. It's a reminder that wealth, when used wisely, can be a force for good, a legacy that inspires generations to come. So as you reflect on these diverse paths to success, remember, there's no single blueprint for greatness. Whether you start with a family empire or a simple dream, what matters is where you take it, and who you bring along for the ride. Thanks for joining me on this journey, and until next time, keep dreaming big.